Sandy, why don't you start us off, and then we'll go from there.
Just to remind everyone, this session is being recorded and will be later uploaded up to YouTube. My name is Sandy, and I am a junior at ASU. I live in Arizona, and I'm the one that keeps bugging the entire team to get together and let's do this, let's do that.
Yay!
Yeah, I've been working in the healthcare field for the past 20 years, and I look forward to getting to know everyone. Jenna, you want to go next?
Well, this is my first semester back in school. I did like 3 years off, so like now or never, go back to school or not. So yeah, I'm from California. I currently work at a preschool, and they have like autism, or I work at a restaurant at night. So just looking to get a degree and kind of further my life along. Yep. You're up, Donald.
Yeah, so I'm Donald. I'm actually super far away from you guys. I'm in Louisiana, Orleans. So I'm actually almost done with school stuff. I'm 37. Kind of started late, but I'm slated to be done in the spring. So and I currently I work for a company called Royal Canin. So I'm a sales rep for.
My cat uses those foods.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
So Royal Canin, and I sell to veterinary side of our company. And I have like the middle part of Louisiana. So I work for a big local brand.
Veronica, you're up next.
All right, guys. My name is Veronica. I just shared a little bit about myself earlier, but I have 4 kids. I'm currently, I should be done in February with my organizational leadership degree, and I've been working at Starbucks for the past 17 years, and yeah, that's about it.
This is my turn. First, Veronica, I'm going to ask if you can mute while we...
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. While you're not talking, that would be helpful for us. All right. So I'm Dr. B. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. And I have been at ASU. I'm starting my 3rd full year with ASU, but I've been teaching for over 8 years in online environments and also on ground. I think it's great that you've all come together. I know there was one, do you have one that's missing? Let's see. No, it's just the 4 of you. Okay, sorry. We have a couple of teams that we have a couple of MIAs, so which happens all the time. I just really want to take a few minutes in the beginning, and you can tell me if you want me to hang out or can I go make dinner. This is a really great time. Jenna and Donald, I understand this is kind of your first online courses. Is that correct, Jenna? I know that's correct for you. Donald, you can nod or whatever. Is that true for you too?
No, I've been doing it for a while.
Oh, okay. So, it's really important, especially now, for a couple of reasons, to save your work. So if you haven't saved your work in your past, make sure you go back and save your work. And Jenna, for you, make sure you have that work from Fullerton, because you'll be using some of that work in the OGL 481, 482. So I'm kind of prepping you guys for that piece of it, because we're switching to Canvas. And you might be done. So Veronica, you might be done already. So that might not be a big deal for you. I think you said February. So that might not matter, but you still want to save all your work because it just makes it a lot easier to go through. But I want you to know that you are at a really great spot right now when it comes to innovation and change and figuring out the strategy for that. And that the way I've set up this course is that you have to apply what you're learning in your teams as you are learning it. So that's why that's happening. That's why we're doing this. It's not just to say, hey, we're all in different time zones, have fun. There is actually a reason for it. And that's how the real world works. That's how you figure out strategy and everything like that. So understand that if you're nervous about the workload or anything like that, the 135 hours that you are required to do because ABOR says so, which is our governing body over all the universities, the public universities in Arizona, I have configured into it the fact that you have to work in teams. All right, these papers, you should not worry about them. You should not fret over them. Just answer the questions, and I have templates for you so you don't have to worry about it. So use those. So there's lots of great tools for you to use. I have complete faith in you that you're going to be able to, pick an organization. So you're picking a public organization. So that means your organization has to be something that is like government. That's what it means by public, not publicly traded. I'm just making sure that we understand that. There are university reasons why we have to use these words instead of the for-profit, nonprofit, and government. Because there's other courses that use those words and we're not allowed to duplicate those words. So I want you to know I'm here for you as a resource, just like being on this call right now, to help you with any initial questions that you have. So if anyone has a question about what's expected, feel free to reach out to me. If it's a team expectation, if you have a question about like a team paper or something like that, when you send your email, please send it to everybody so that I can reply to everybody, all right? The only way that works is if you have each other's emails addresses. If you don't know in the group, if you send it out, you don't have that and you can't reply all. So I really want to make sure everyone's in the loop. Now, if you have a personal question about your grade or something like that, then of course you're not going to conclude your team. Let's see. I know that it's a rocky start the first week, first 7 to 10 days or so. I understand that. I know there's lots of chitter chatter about the team quiz, and I've responded today in that saying, it's supposed to be hard. I mean, first of all, it's 25 points out of 1,000, so it really doesn't affect, and I take care of those points by giving you extra credit in Module 2. So it all evens out there, but the point is to show how challenging it can be to work in teams. The great news is the 4 of you are now connected, and you're not going to have any issues. You're going to set up your contract to work together in the first project, and you're going to move forward. That's it. All you have to do is communicate. That's really what it's all about. So what questions do you have for me that I can help support you with, and then maybe I can let you go and do your own thing? Because if you don't ask them now, you can never ask me anything.
No, I don't have any. I just if let's say this, like my teammates, if this is like the second course that I've had to have we had like virtual or team calls. Okay. So it's always really funky in the beginning. But then, once you have that stuff established, and I think, Sandy and I kind of talked, as long as you're establishing roles and responsibilities and everybody taking the initiative with that, like it does smooth itself out. Like I know, like for me, it's just bad timing. I'm not even at home. I'm at a regional meeting for my company, and I'm trying to juggle this with, and I deal with virtual people from different states too. So it's fine. We'll get it.
Of course you will. And Donald, that's the beauty of having this, right? You can do this whenever. So I'll let you know, folks, I've done this from China. So I as I mentioned in the course, I was in Beijing, and I taught 3 online courses while I was teaching a course there in Beijing. So we had a 15-hour time difference. I just made it happen, right? That's what you do. I've done it when I've been, traveling all over. So like Donald said, it can be done. You can do a lot through emails and through text messages, and if you use Google Docs, it's all very doable. So there's no reason to be that concerned over anything. Veronica's shining. Wait, I'm sorry, Vero. You want to be Vero. Vero is nodding her head. And I would like a half-calf, decaf, multiple latte, mocha, chino, peppermint, decaf, double foam, whipped cream, iced tea.
Yeah, with 3.5 Splendas.
No, that stuff will kill you. Any other questions? As you can see, I'm pretty easygoing, right? This is supposed to be fun.
So as far as when we just have to choose a company, and that's kind of the next step, just get like the mission, the vision, values, financials, purpose of a.
Well, you're going to look at all of that, and you're going to actually pick 3 companies. You need
Okay.
to present 3 companies, because what if another group, because you're not the only one doing public,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
picks the same group, and then so you want to put them in the order that you want to do them. And 9 out of 10 times you get your first choice. If it's a company that I'm like, I know there's not information on, then I'll just say, no, you can't do that company.
Okay.
You know, there is, for the public one, there is that, I did provide a link, right, for that. Those are UK companies, and it's okay to do UK companies, but you can pick any, you know, publicly government organization.
So it said no Starbucks.
Well,
Like, 'cause-
Starbucks wouldn't count.
yeah. But like big companies like Google, Apple, no.
No,
Okay.
those aren't public companies.
Oh.
Those are
Okay.
commercial companies.
Okay.
The public, remember, is somebody that's government. So Amtrak,
Okay.
okay? Amtrak is actually government owned. So that would be one you could do.
I didn't realize Amtrak was a government-owned entity.
It is. I know, because lots of groups have done it over the past 3 years. And the reason why we have to do this, and we pick public, commercial, and community, is because at the end of the course, you're going to compare the 3 sectors based on your teammates' presentations. So that's the reason why we do this. It's one of the course objectives, so we have to follow it. And that was the way I decided to work it in. So there is a reason. There is a method.
And now I see it connecting. Okay, so that helps.
Any other questions that I can help you with at this time?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, are you okay with me heading off, or do you want me to stay on and be a fly on the wall?
You can go make dinner.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna go. If anything comes up, Sandy, all of you have my number. You can shoot me a quick text, and I can always try to jump back on if you have any questions, or just send it in that group text or an email, and I can get back to you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, yeah.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
It was great to meet everybody. I know that Summer Palace is going to do awesome unless you change your name, and then whatever your team name is. We'll do awesome.
Thank
Good night,
you, Dr. B.
All right. Then there was 4.
Then
Okay.
there was 4.
Okay, so what's next?
So, yeah, I didn't know it was supposed to be government owned, so it might take a little bit of research to look up that stuff. I didn't get that far.
That's fine. I mean, if we're gonna, we're looking at that. Like we could do the postal service. The USPS is one.
Okay.
I think that's something that we could find a bunch of information on.
And it also has historical content, which is what we want to do. In that last case study that I did, they focused a lot on the historical content of a company, where they are now to where they are, or where they were when they started. And so we can kind of touch base on the innovations they've seen throughout the entire length of the company, since this class is about innovation. I think that might be something good, just a thought. But before we get into that, can we back up just one step, pretty please? Just because I am crazy about meetings. So I wanted to be able to schedule a reoccurring meeting every week at a time where we can just all say, okay, at this time we know we have a meeting every week. Does anybody have a time that they know will work for them?
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. So since today we did it at 6 on a Tuesday, I know Tuesdays work for me. Mondays, Tuesdays, that's kind of when I am doing the class homework stuff. I don't know if that works with other people.
I'm cool.
Tuesday works for me too. This time's perfect.
This time work. I'm
So
just being
Tuesday at 6 p.m.?
yeah.
Okay.
Weekends are tougher for me. So like the only reason why I'm less flexible now, again, is just because of this regional meeting that I'm at. But like Monday through Friday, whatever works for everybody's cool with me.
And it could like keep us like, oh yeah, remember we have to do our little question things or annotations on the chapters.
Yeah. I'm cool with Tuesday.
Is that 4 yeses? Wait, where did Sandy go?
Did we lose her?
Oh, there she is.
So I have Donald knows this, I told him already, but I have a 4-legged baby in my house right now who my 2 kids and I are trying to wrangle, and that's what you hear in the background. That sounds like they're killing my other child. It's just my dog. So I keep muting and like turning off my camera so you guys don't hear the crazy.
The crazy mom voice? Is that what you're trying to hide?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but yes.
That's funny.
Must be yelling.
Yeah.
Okay, the next item on the agenda was for my last class, I would send down a little text that would say Zoom organizer, note taker, meeting facilitator. And the meeting facilitator was just someone who kind of kept us going so that we didn't get derailed and that kept us on task. And then the person who would upload the team actual writing assignment. So I would send that out every week so that we could all take turns doing different things, and we would all have experience with like Zoom or writing or uploading or whatever we needed to that week. Are you guys okay with me sending that out every week?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
Okay. And for today's meeting, so I went ahead and I'm recording this Zoom meeting now. And I'll post it onto my YouTube channel, and I'll send everybody the link to it so you guys can view it later. Whoever is going to be in charge of writing up the actual post can always go back to this and look at this and know what we came up with. But we always need a person who is backup on the Zoom because I'm using the free account, so it's gonna knock me out. It's gonna cut me off at 45 minutes, and we usually go longer than that. So I always, on the meeting reminders, I always put Zoom backup so that someone's always prepared to do a backup Zoom so we can all hop back on Zoom and finish our meeting. Does that work for everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so the next on here was teamwork. And I think all of us would appreciate if someone is not going to be able to be on the meeting to send that out on the group text. So we're not waiting in the Zoom for you to join and we're wasting minutes on it. So if you can't make it for any reason, just go ahead and shoot out in the group text, hey, I can't make it, I have the flu or measles or something weird like that. And so we know that we don't have to wait for you on the meeting.
Hey, good thing about not face-to-face, you don't get sick. You don't get other people sick.
This is true, but I also do not want to see you with like
the big blanket, like.
yeah, exactly. Like your boogies can stay in your home. I do not need a visual of that. I believe you if you're sick. I promise. Let's see. And then always feel free to answer or ask any question that anyone may have. I'm 100% guilty of not always looking at the discussion boards and figuring out what anyone has posted on there. For me, because I'm always on the go, it's easier for me to just check my phone because it goes directly to then my wrist. And that way I'm like, oh, someone sent a text. Awesome. I'll just read it here and answer here. Doesn't matter where I'm at. So that for me works better. What do you guys, how do you feel about that?
Text.
Yeah, text.
If you want me to respond in a timely fashion, text me.
Okay, cool.
Agreed.
Awesome sauce. Okay. I think that's my little agenda of fun that I had going on. Just so we got some housekeeping out of the way for everyone.
I know, you guys are just like staring at like, yeah, I don't have a white wall. I'm gonna get a white wall.
I have a white wall, which is really boring, but I like Veronica's background. She has like this beautiful greenery going on
You're
behind.
very peaceful over there.
I know.
Do you need to go
Like,
outside?
yeah.
Until I turn on the sound, then it gets all crazy.
Beto is like in a place of zen. She's like, yes, this is good.
Today was a good day. That's the only reason why.
Awesome. Okay, so does anyone want to get started on the team assignment?
And so that would just be picking an organization, right?
Right. So we need to pick 3 organizations. We need to submit 3 of them. The rubric does deduct points if we do not give him the correct amount. So if we give him like 1 or 2 and not 3, the scale continues to go down on the rubric. So we need to make sure that we do have all of that covered. The other thing it wants is name the 3 organizations and discuss why the organizations were chosen. We need to write down the team expectations, and if we believe we are set up for success, we need to do the team project plan completed to 100%, and then the formatting of the actual paper.
Okay.
So
So,
that's Thursday, right?
I'm sorry?
And that's due Thursday, so like we should have it done like tomorrow.
Right, so that is due Thursday, correct. So I think we need to first of all choose our 3 companies. The first one we said was USPS, the United States Postal Service. We need 2 more. And my Zoom meeting just came up saying I have less than 10 minutes. Jenna, since you are not on a mobile device. Oh.
It's what is this? I just popped up too. Has been upgraded by the host and now includes unlimited minutes.
I didn't know I could do that.
I'm gonna press OK.
Yeah, let's press OK. Let's see what happens.
Look at you, fancy.
I promise you it was telepathic or something because I did not push any button. It just told me you now have 9 minutes. And then I was like, okay, and it's upgrade. I was like, oh. I think it has something to do with Dr. B, not me, I promise.
Probably does, but let's just run with it.
So do we want to do Amtrak as a secondary one? That's also a long-standing company.
I think we should put it on there, but put it on there last. Yeah,
Okay.
like as our 3rd option, just because it sounds like he's seen it.
Yeah, I feel like
A
we're
bunch.
probably okay with the post office or the postal service. Excuse me, but yeah, let's come up with the second one. I'm looking at a list, so I'm trying to narrow this down.
Okay.
Let's see. We could also do, let's see, the National Park Foundation.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Wait, what was that? I didn't get that.
The National Park Foundation.
National Park Foundation. Okay. So that's our number 2?
Yeah, we could do that one second. There's all kinds of stuff on that too.
Okay. And why would we choose these 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I think the post office or the postal service, I gotta stop saying post office. Gosh. Again, you know, I feel like a lot of this stuff's kind of revolved around strategic management. It's been around for a really long time. There's a huge history on that. So, you know, if it's been around that long, I feel like that's maybe a good subject to pick of how kind of they've evolved from then to now because, again, they're kind of having to evolve and adapt with like an ever-changing world versus like stuff was real paper trail back then to where it's a lot of it's digital now. So, you know, you can kind of, I feel like you can hit a lot of subject matter with that.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of historical content, whether it's virtual or paper, on the USPS. So I think that's a good idea. Like I said before, we can see the innovations happening throughout historical content with the company. So that's something we definitely need to address during our paper.
Okay.
I also like the National Park Foundation only because historically speaking, there hasn't always been a big emphasis on this. I believe that it's more of a, and pardon the expression, of a millennial movement to save the world, save the earth, be more earth friendly. We see a lot more of that now than we've ever seen in the past. So once again, that brings innovation on how to do that and how to gain that. So I think that would be a really good one too.
Okay.
I know nothing about Amtrak.
I don't know anything about that either. That's last for me.
Yeah, is that a train or is that a bus? I don't know. Or is it both?
I think maybe that's, I don't know. I think out of the 3 that we chose, that's probably just the most profitable, I want to say. Like, I would imagine they'd bring in the most money out of the 3. So they probably have a good business model, and we could talk about innovation that way.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, sorry, let me go back to the rubric. So the team project plan, was there a template on that? I didn't see that. Did anyone see a template on that?
Team expectations and project plan. In this section, you discuss the overall team expectations as outlined in the assignment. Be very specific, very detailed about how you communicate, how the work will be completed, and what happens if it's not completed as required. For example, by using the secondary headers, I know I'm reading this to you guys. It's under, where's the link for this? Give me a sec. It's if you look under course content and then module 1, and if you scroll down to it's a team project overview. It's right underneath those videos.
And it's the attached files?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not that. It's right under the team quiz under module 1. There's a choosing an organizational paper template.
Template, okay.
Did you guys see that?
Because there's 2 ones. There's the overview and then there's the module 1, choosing organization.
Yeah. The overview is just showing, that's like the grading criteria. So like name the 3, explain why, and it breaks it up into each module. So and then the Word document is like our template for us to fill in those.
Oh wow, he really helped us out on here. Okay.
Yeah, so that's good.
And we just have to explain why we chose these 3 with 3 to 5 sentences.
Yep. And organization.
Expectations, project plan.
Yeah. So
and all of that has been discussed already on why we chose those 3. So it'll be part of the video. So whoever does the writing part will just have to review the video and plug it in, fluff it up a little bit to give us those 3 to 5 sentences.
Okay.
So who wants to do which portion?
So how many portions? There's like 4 portions. Someone's the writer.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's the backup? Like what? There was like the facilitator, which I feel like is you. I know you did a lot, so.
First we need to do the 2 templates first. So we need to choose the organization and fill in that template. And then there's another template, right? That we need to fill in? Or am I getting
Is it the same one? Or I could be looking at the wrong one.
I could be thinking further ahead too.
Okay, well I'll be the writer. So title here, we are the Summer Palace. Team name. Oh wait, that's team name.
Oh, I'm thinking of the DB Team 1 do's and don'ts. That's what I'm thinking of. Because that's due on the 24th.
Yeah, that's Friday. So, that's fine. The do's and don'ts, I'd say we can table that. Like we can go over do's and don'ts by, do an email.
Through text, yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
so let's just focus on the choosing part first. So we, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cannibalize this.
No. Please, go ahead.
Okay, so hold on.
So the first one, it says like title here and then team name. So
Yeah.
what's the team name is the Summer Palace.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
But I don't know
Yeah.
what the title here is.
So I think the title is going to be just choosing an organization team project.
Just
Okay.
keep it simple.
And then, Jenna, have you used Google Docs before?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my advice, which works really well, is if we upload that to Google Docs and then share it to everyone, and then if we need to make revisions, we can all either then we can make revisions or additions to it before you turn it in.
Perfect, yeah.
Will that work?
Yep.
If everyone
Yeah,
can text their preferred email on the group text, that would be great. Because then she'll just share it from there.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Let's see. Where? Oh my God, my phone. Sorry. Okay, so we named the 3 and ranked. So what do we want to do first? Do we want to do Parks, Postal Service, and then Amtrak?
I don't know. I thought Postal Service, Parks, and then Amtrak.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with Vero on that. I think we should do USPS, National Forest, and Amtrak third.
All right. So good. And then we talked about the why. I know that's on the video, so we can touch that up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next section that it has on that is producing team expectations.
And project plan.
Yeah,
Yes.
project plan. Yeah.
So I think our expectation should be that everyone needs to have a role in it. And so like if I'm doing the video and setting up the meetings, then maybe Jenna can be the scribe, Donald can do research, and Vero can do
The uploading or something.
the editing and uploading of the final product. And I'm just making this up as I go here. So
That sounds perfect, actually.
No, that's awesome. That's great. And then everybody will knock it out like that. So
yeah, and then during
We
the
can just
meetings,
rotate those four.
we can just kind of bring all of our stuff together. That way we know, this is what I found, this is what I think needs to happen, and then Vero can just go in and be like, okay, the formatting's off or whatever's off, let's make it pretty, make it nice, make it APA format or whatever he wants, and then upload just the resources that are there and on time, and we'll be set.
yeah, that's fine. So if I'm going to do some research and stuff, I'll just make sure that I'll have like, in the docs or whatever, I'll just put the citations and stuff at the bottom. That way when we're writing, you can just reference that, stick those in there, because I know
Perfect.
citations are
Thank
always
you.
important. I
And
hate
if you ever
APA.
need help with that, reach out and let us know for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
I don't like APA format. The last class I had, I took a couple in the summer. This teacher was like super anal about that, man.
Yeah, that was my last teacher too. She's like, you indented that to the wrong indent. I'm like, it's a tab. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd get stuff because I didn't put a space in between a page number, and I'd get a 16 out of 17 on every paper, and it used to drive me nuts.
I know.
That's so stupid. Oh my god.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
Well, that, and I was like, this isn't an English course. It's just an organizational leadership course. Give me a break, man. Because I'm I have a real job. No one cares about this right now.
No, seriously, everything's done in a memo style email, people.
but anyway, I understand that. So, but good. So I'll just let you know. So on the template that we have for this, under expectations and plan, which is fine. So like one of them is communication method. So we'll be able to fill that in. So we know that, right? We're gonna do some Zoom. We'll do text and email. And then
And
collaboration.
probably Google Docs. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. And so collaboration method is actually the next like tab in that template, and I think that's where we'll do the Google Docs, and that way we can all kind of contribute and edit as we need to and kind of touch it up. Is that cool?
Yep.
And then next on that is conflict management. So it says this was a hard one. The answer is not go to the professor. So how do we want to deal with conflict within the group?
I got an A in the conflict resolution class, so I'll handle all that. I'm just kidding.
Perfect. So do you want to fill in like how we're going to handle that and
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be your job. You get kicked out of the class. No, you get kicked out of the group.
And then the other one is it's got consequences of non-participation. Let's see. It says like, so you need to determine how your team wants to manage non-participation. You can say everyone gets the same points regardless, and we'll work it out in the peer reviews. Or you can say if somebody doesn't come to a meeting without communicating ahead of time, they'll earn 2 fewer points. Do you want to be specific like that? Or, I mean, I don't think we're going to have a problem with us, but, you know, in case,
Well, I think the first, and Beto, you may want to interject here and correct me if I'm wrong. The first thing is we need to speak to the person in regards to the unwanted behavior. And we need to address that as a team. And then if the person is like, you guys are crazy and insane, it's not going to work out, then we need to do more of a collaborative action and be able to speak to everyone as a group and make a collective decision on how we can better help or eliminate any barriers and then move forward.
Perfect. That's like a good democratic way of doing it instead of like these hard. It is, instead of these hard rules. I don't want to be a hard ass in the group. So.
And yeah, just communicating beforehand. Like if you are sick, like just letting everyone know. Be respectful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. And then that's it as far as module 1. So I think we have that stuff knocked out.
Perfect.
And I know we have to, you know, we'll fill in the blanks and touch it up and stuff. So I
What
think,
about the meeting times? Do we have to put that in there anywhere?
Oh.
Like meeting Tuesdays 6 to 7 or whatever.
See,
yeah.
that's why she's the editor. That's why she's the editor, because she thinks of these things.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, because that's in the, where am I looking for that link?
Communication method, or would that be, what's the other one?
Yeah, I mean, we can stick that on
Expectations.
Yeah, team expectations, because they have that like little, you know, before we put the communication method or.
Well, and you're expected to be at that meeting, so it is an expectation.
Yeah.
Expected to be at that meeting.
Yeah. We'll make sure we put that in there. What else, Sandy?
You are expected to reply to the group texts when they come through as well.
In all caps, you are expected to reply.
In a timely manner. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and if any time, I think we also need to put on there that it is the expectation that if you cannot fulfill your role, to please let someone know so that someone else can take over.
Okay.
Which life happens, you know, that there's nothing we can do about that sometimes. Like I know Donald may not be able to talk if he's literally on a plane in the middle of the air, so.
That's okay, I don't have any more trips after this. All you have to worry about after this is my kids in the background. They're getting in it's fine.
Okay. Then that
no more regional meetings after this. I'm done for the year.
I'm hoping that I'm trying to push out my trip to Kentucky as much as I can. So, but if that I am no longer able to arm wrestle with my director, then I will let you guys know for sure.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Perfect. So as the scribe, I will do as much as I can
Mhm.
on the template, and then I'll just upload it to Google Docs, which I have it open right here.
And then remember to text in the group text your preferred email so she can share.
Yeah, like right after the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get on there. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I think so. Our next steps, we'll just text the preferred email. That way, we'll have the Google Doc. We have the template, so that stuff should be easy. If anybody sees that we're missing anything, we'll just fill in the blank. And then we should be good at least on that section of the assignment. And then the do's and don'ts. We'll just group text that.
Yeah, that should be pretty. You okay?
No, I'm fine. I have my phone plugged in, and it's like tipping over too because I'm running out of battery. Didn't touch your battery guy. Okay.
Perfect.
And then I guess once we knock that out, we'll just figure out a time to get together again. Like, so next Tuesday, we'll work on this, and then we'll knock out module. Then that's module 2, right?
Next week, yeah.
Okay. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I'm not really telling anybody to do anything. I just need to say it so I understand.
And so probably, obviously before the next meeting, I'll send out our little template to see who wants to do what, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. And so we should have this like Google Doc done by what do you think? Wednesday night to Thursday morning? What's comfortable?
Well, we need to give Vero enough time to edit it and to have all of us take a look at it. So I would say maybe, what's today, Tuesday? So maybe by Wednesday afternoon. So we have all of Wednesday evening and Thursday day to look at it before she has to upload it.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be able to look at it, just an FYI. So because I'm here, so any Wednesday night, Thursday night, I'll be good to go. So
okay.
If it has to be last minute, I still do have time to contribute, I guess, in that aspect if we need it. We shouldn't, but.
Okay, Vero, you're okay with that? You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, this one should be pretty straightforward. I'm not anticipating any crazy last minute game changer decisions, so it should be fine.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you guys making time to do this.
You're so professional. I love it.
I feel like saying I feel like you work with my company. This is I have a lady just like you at work.
Well, I've been in corporate America for way too long.
Me too. So that's why I get it. You're good at it.
Yeah. It's good times all around.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Well,
once again, I thank Veronica for working at Starbucks, because if it wasn't Starbucks open at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know how I'd survive.
I won't be there very much more longer.
I know. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
Just make them pay for your school. Yeah.
Yeah, it's time for me to move on, though. I've been there for way too long, so I need to spread my wings. And
I worked there for 2
do
years. I don't know how you do it. Do you do the morning shifts or no?
I do. Yeah, they're crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, and Jenna, since you should probably take advantage that your team member in your class works for Royal Canin if you feed that, because I can get a bunch of free stuff. So
my cow will be so happy.
Yeah, so I'll figure that out later, but just text me your address and what you need. And
oh my God.
I'm serious.
Oh my gosh, that is so
Donald,
awesome.
hooking it up.
Warm fuzzies. I love it.
Yeah, so I know it's expensive. Take advantage of it. Help me while you got me.
I totally will.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I'll start doing the Google Doc stuff and keep you guys posted. Thanks for sending the email addresses already.
Absolutely. Cool. It takes me a little bit to convert this from an MP3 to an MP4 so I can upload it to YouTube. So I will send out the link tomorrow morning.
Okay, perfect.
Sounds good?
All right, perfect. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, see you
all.
Bye. Good night, guys.